Hello, everybody. I'm Brittany with Volunteer Hearing, and we are here today with Jennifer Porco with Capstone Realty Group. And we're just wanting to learn a little bit more about what she has to offer. We've been in communication for some time, and I think that what she has to offer could be a huge benefit to our seniors and new people in the area as well. We appreciate you coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So first off, what makes you different from other real estate brokers in our area, would you say?
I would say probably, I don't focus on just a transaction. I focus on more of the person, the family. It's such a personal thing and such a huge deal when you're selling a home or you're buying a home, especially with a senior person that perhaps they're not really wanting to leave their home, but their options are limited. And so having gone through that myself with my grandmother and helping my mom with that, I think that definitely sets me apart. And like I said, I focus on the entire transaction. I've moved 3 times over 7 years, and so I have a pretty good idea of what goes into packing and decluttering and just really getting a home ready, because so much goes into selling a house before it's even put on the market. So I would say that.
Wonderful. That is wonderful. What kind of image or message do you want your brand to convey?
My brand to convey? Probably just making sure that people know that I'm in it to care for the people over the property. I serve, I don't just sell, and so my main focus is always on what's best for the customer. I'm never going to push or it's always got to be your decision on what happens. I'm going to guide you and give you the benefit of my experience over the past 25 years, but it's always going to be your decision.
Well, I think that's wonderful and such a benefit too, because we had talked about too, as far as like seniors and the fact that they may have certain requirements that they need in a home. And I think that is so important to know that you can find somebody that you can trust to say like, these are the deal breakers for me. This is what I have to have. And I think that's such an asset. One, that you have the experience as far as moving and knowing all the things that's all encompassing that goes into it, not just literally packing your boxes and going. So I think that's fantastic. That's a huge benefit to your clients for sure.
I mean, and what I would really recommend if, when you're moving, we did it so many times over a short period that it got easier.
Yes.
But if it's your first time and you've been in your home for a while, I would recommend starting at least 1 year before you're planning on actually making the move.
That is super helpful. Very, very helpful. Do you have a website or blog where clients can learn more about you and the services that you offer?
I do. My website is realsolutions.pro, REAL solutions.pro, because I'm always wanting to provide solutions for people. And a lot of times that requires thinking outside of the box. So you have to have a creative mind to try to figure out a way that most everybody can be happy and satisfied throughout the transaction.
I love that. That is super beneficial, very helpful. Are you utilizing videos to showcase your listings or share your personality?
I do so much video.
I love that though, because then people get to know you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's helpful too, because I don't know about you, but if I'm sitting just reading something, I'm at the age where I'm just like, I read to put myself to sleep at night.
Yes.
So if I'm just reading, but with video, it does help to keep people engaged, and I try not to make them too long. I try to incorporate a lot of helpful information. So hopefully that people will feel empowered to go ahead and do the things that they need to do. It's broken down into little pieces so that it's digestible and it's not overwhelming.
I love that. And I think it also shows your heart in your passion for what you do. Because I feel like in an age where you have AI that has taken the place of so many things, the fact that you take your own personal time to put that personal touch to it, I think that's huge. And that's a huge benefit to have as well.
And with the AI, AI doesn't have personality. I mean, I'm sure that it'll evolve and it'll change to where it does have personality, But, just being able to sit down with a real person that has communication skills, because that's another thing that's in short supply is some people just don't know how to communicate.
Absolutely.
And part of communicating is listening.
Absolutely. I love that.
Which is why they should make sure their hearing is.
Absolutely. It goes hand in hand.
There
It's
you
funny
go.
how it affects everything, for
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, what do you do to create a memorable experience, would you say, for your clients?
I'm just always there. I'm always available. I do treat them as I would treat my own family. I always try to look back at if this is my grandparent or if this is my parent or sister or brother, whatever. I always try to do the best that I possibly can. And, that thing, do unto others as you'd have done unto yourself. So,
well, that's huge. And I do feel like that is a lost thing in these times. So I think that's wonderful. I love that. Who is your ideal client and how do you plan to reach them?
There's so many ideal clients. My ideal client is probably the ones that appreciate the information that I'm putting out and the ones that understand that this isn't my first rodeo. I'm not recommending or suggesting things because I just want you to do this random stuff. It's things that I truly believe are going to help you get to your goals. So I would say just somebody that listens.
Which makes a big difference.
And appreciates that, I'm not going to try to push you into doing something that I don't think is going to work. I'm not going to try to push you into anything, but I will highly encourage you that, if you want to get from A to B, this is the fastest way.
Well, and I think it's wonderful too, just having your 25 years of experience, that you have a lot of knowledge to pull from as well in that, to say like, this is what I've experienced in this situation. This is kind of where I would go from there. I feel like that is extremely valuable. And that's something that can't be bought as far as just experience and time.
And something else that I do, so I know that there's a lot of these companies out there that, they advertise, oh, you don't have to show your house. We'll just come pay cash. We'll buy your house. You don't have to inherited homes and all of this stuff. And what people need to understand is that those people and businesses, they're valid and they have their use, but sometimes I definitely can offer the same services, but I would like the option to give you several different options. So I can still do that for people and find buyers that will buy your property off market if it's a situation of, it just hasn't been maintained in a really long time, or if it's been let's say a hoarder situation or something like that. I can service you with that, but I can also advise you to say, listen, you might make more money. It might be a little bit more effort, but the difference of money, and then leave it to you to decide which way you want to go.
Well, and that's wonderful too, because it's not a one size fits all type approach. It is each individual and looking at that situation and what would benefit them the best.
Yeah, because a lot of realtors don't understand this sub-market. And so, they've just retail market. And like anything, retail market isn't always suitable for every situation.
Absolutely.
So I have solutions for that, because sometimes, if someone's been in their home a really long time, they're embarrassed and they don't want to put it on the market. They don't want their neighbors, they don't want their friends to see that it's fallen into such disrepair. So then they'll sell it to one of these other companies when, that company is going to try to, their whole business model is to make money.
Yes.
And so the smaller amount they can offer you is going to give them a bigger profit margin.
Absolutely.
And so that doesn't really serve the customer, they're serving themselves. So the fact that I have a real estate license, I am obligated through my code of ethics to show you the options, give you the choice of what's best for you.
That's so valuable. And just the fact too of feeling like maybe you don't have any options and this is the route you have to go, but it opens up the door to so many possibilities.
It really does.
That's wonderful
really
and very,
does.
very valuable. What are your short-term and long-term goals as a real estate broker?
Short term is just to serve as many people as I can, and long term is to invest more. I truly believe that real estate is the path to generational wealth.
Absolutely.
So I want to be able to pass down to my kids and provide them with a path forward. Passive income's where it's at.
Absolutely. And what a great foundation too to lay for your children as well.
Yeah.
It's inspiring for sure.
Thank you.
And last question, do you attend any local networking events or join community organizations to connect with your potential clients? So where can we look for you basically?
Well, I am working on getting into a couple of the local networking groups. I'm newer to the area, so if anybody wants to invite me, let me know. But right now we're just focusing on serving as many people as we possibly can, and we'll go from there.
Well, that's super exciting. I'm so glad that you're part of our community.
Thank
And
you.
it's been so nice sitting down with you and getting to know you a little bit better. And once again, if you are looking for a real estate agent, we've got Jennifer Porco at Capstone Realty, and she would love to assist you with any of your needs or any of your questions.